Originally, I was gonna have initials for babysitter, but then I would have been going around wearing a big BS.
Number 10. Johnny Quest, Incredibles 2. Since the franchise is set in the 1960s, writer and director Brad Bird took the opportunity to include an Easter egg from his childhood.
Wicked cool!
In one of the scenes where Dash is watching TV, he tunes into Johnny Quest. That particular animated series actually had a short-lived run in the 1960s. Its protagonist was a 10-year-old character named Johnny, who often went on exciting adventures.
I brought along a couple of hitchhikers.
Hello, Dr. Quest.
Hi, Dad!
Okay, boys, I was wondering when you two would show up.
We can totally believe that this is the kind of show Dash would watch religiously before doing a few superheroic deeds himself. And we imagine that any older audience members who spotted this Easter egg were excited by this blast from the past, too.
How do you feel?
Super.
Number 9. Gus Reflux Burns, Incredibles 2. One of the supers Elastigirl meets is an older gentleman who goes by the name Reflux.
Name's Reflux. Medical condition or superpower, you decide.
His ability to spit lava from his stomach isn't properly revealed until the movie's final battle. However, we're guessing older audiences knew what he could do based on his name alone.
We gotta get to my car!
Acid reflux is an all-too-common problem for a lot of adults to deal with. But we doubt kids got that an entire character was set up around a joke about a stomach condition. As the grown-ups laughed or even winced in solidarity when Reflux was on screen, the children were probably a little confused about this strange hero.
That's a little line I say just to put people at ease. Oh, but don't offend.
Number 8. A cut-off curse word, Incredibles 2. Many of the Disney films we grew up on tended to stray clear of more colorful adult language. That's why some parents were rather shocked by the occasional use of hell, damn, and crap throughout the film.
I'll be damned. She knew.
Let's see if your gadget works.
Although younger viewers may have heard those, they probably missed one cut-off curse. While Jack Jack is using his powers, a shocked Frozone yells out,
Nobody in a day. What? Nobody.
Children may have not been able to fill in that profane blank. However, parents who have seen Sam Jackson in more mature movies definitely had an idea of what his character Frozone was about to say.
Looks normal to me.
Number 7. Elastigirl's flexible and flirty line, The Incredibles. We first see the chemistry between Elastigirl and Mr. Incredible while they're confronting a bad guy.
No, it's all right. I've got him.
Sure you got him. I just took him out for you.
Sure, you took him out. His attention was on me.
A fact I exploited to do my job.
My job, you mean?
A simple thank you will suffice.
Thanks.
While Elastigirl suggests that they should team up, Mr. Incredible insists that he works alone. The heroine tries to win him over with a flirty line. Younger viewers probably missed why this piece of dialogue had people in the audience snickering.
Well, I think you need to be more flexible.
Are you doing anything later?
Let's just say when Elastigirl tells Mr. Incredible he needs to be more flexible, we don't think she's just talking about crime fighting. She further highlights this risque comment by showing off her powers as she disappears into the distance. Neither the audience nor Mr. Incredible can ignore that flexible line after that. Number 6. Getting out of jail free, Incredibles 2. In addition to PG language and double entendres, this franchise doesn't shy away from social criticism either.
We don't know each other.
But you can count on me anyway.
I'm supposed to, aren't I? Because you have some strange abilities and a shiny costume, the rest of us are supposed to put our lives into your gloved hands.
One of the most direct lines in the movie comes from the always sharp Violet. When Evelyn Dever gets arrested, the teenager points out that it's very unlikely that she'll face any real consequences for her actions due to her economic status.
Sorry, but she'll go to prison.
Well, I'm sorry, she's rich and will probably get no more than a slap on the wrist.
As a kid, you may not have realized that this was a pretty realistic comment on social and economic injustice. However, adults were bound to be familiar with stories like Evelyn's. Violet's funny delivery of the line still doesn't make the line feel any less real. Number 5. Mr. Incredible gets sued for saving someone's life. The Incredibles. The role of a superhero is to rescue those in peril. So, what happens when someone doesn't want to be saved? Well, as Mr. Incredible finds out, they sue.
Mr. Sansweet didn't ask to be saved. Mr. Sansweet didn't want to be saved. And the injury received from Mr. Incredible's actions, so-called, causes him daily pain.
Hey, I saved your life!
You didn't save my life, you ruined my death. That's what you did.
Listen,
My
you
client has no
little
further
piece of-
comment at this time.
During a pretty dark sequence near the start of the film, we see a man named Oliver Sansweet fall from a skyscraper. Mr. Incredible arrives in the nick of time to save the man, but he ends up suing the superhero for the injuries he endured during the close rescue.
I think you broke something.
Well, with counseling, I think you'll come to forgive me.
The incident marks one of the catalyst events that sends superheroes out of the spotlight. At the same time, it's a heavy and mature subject to drop into a movie aimed at younger audiences.
Under tremendous public pressure and the crushing financial burden of an ever-mounting series of lawsuits, the government quietly initiated the Superhero Relocation Program.
Number 4. Peeping Tom, The Incredibles. During the first Incredibles, we see a montage showing a myriad of superheroes getting in legal trouble for a variety of reasons.
Incredibles' court losses cost the government millions and open the floodgates for dozens of superhero lawsuits the world over.
In a blink and you'll miss it shot, you'll notice a troubling story detailing the downfall of one of these former supers splashed across the front of a newspaper. The Peeping Tom headline suggests that a hero was using his X-ray vision in inappropriate ways. Since the image goes by quickly, we doubt most people fully registered that this shocking newspaper cover was in the movie. But there's no way we can unsee this mature reference now. Number 3. Syndrome mentions his archenemy kept busy, The Incredibles. It had been a long time since Mr. Incredible crossed paths with his former #1 fan buddy.
I can fly. Can you fly?
Fly home, buddy.
But their reunion isn't a happy one. Since they last met, Buddy became a vengeful antagonist.
Now you respect me, because I'm a threat. That's the way it works.
When he has the whole Parr family in his clutches, he takes some time to catch up with his now arch-enemy. Upon realizing Mr. Incredible has gotten married and has kids, he exclaims,
You married Elastigirl? Oh, and got busy!
And you don't need to be as smart as the villainous Buddy Pine to figure out what he meant. We just hope this memorable line didn't lead to any awkward birds and the bees conversations.
Forget it. You're so immature.
Number 2. Syndrome has no room for BS. Jack attack.
Don't panic! Baby on fire!
In this hilarious short, babysitter Kari is in over her head with Jack and his plethora of powers. So she's all too happy to hand the baby over to Syndrome the moment he turns up.
Well, hello, Kari. I am,
You're my replacement! Thank heaven you've come!
Although Kari is eager for him to be the replacement babysitter, she pauses to ask why his outfit has a big S on it.
Originally, I was going to have initials for babysitter, but then I would have been going around wearing a big BS, and you understand why I couldn't go with that.
And you believed him.
The baby was exploding!
While parents definitely understood this funny wordplay, kids probably missed that those 2 letters could have stood for a much stronger term you shouldn't say around Jack. Number 1. Violet experiences adolescence, Incredibles 2. The eldest Parr child is something of a shrinking Violet for much of the first movie. In fact, it's not until the end that she finds the courage to even talk to her crush Tony.
I like movies. I'll buy the popcorn, okay?
Movie. There you go. Yeah!
But after he sees her in super gear, his memory gets wiped and his memory of Violet goes too. She goes through an array of angry and devastating emotions, prompting her brother to ask,
Is she having adolescence?
Dash's question is a hilarious way for him to reference the hormonal changes teenagers undergo during puberty. Unless you lived with a teenager or had been one by the time the movie came out, Dash's comment might have sped right over your head.
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, honey.
Dad, if you want me to feel better, then leave me alone.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from MsMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.